Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So I was going to walk down to No Frills and get my yogurt. I got that $10 thing there, credit sort of thing, but that's okay. I cooked 2 eggs. I wasn't going to bust them one bus, so I bust the other. I did, LaFonda did these Pillsbury things there last night, so I put butter and cream cheese. I put butter first, then I decided, and bacon, and my coffee, and no yogurt. Oh well. So today or tomorrow, I guess LaFonda's gonna drop me and Leah off or something and go visit Jenny. Leah can play with Clara and probably tomorrow, I think she said. Anyway. Ian's going to be working all weekend and she's going to her friend's birthday or something, so. I don't think she gets too bored. She's only child and a loner like I would. I preferred being alone. I had my friend come over once in a while, but I liked being alone. It's like, now I like being alone. I'm alone in here though, so I watched a few documentaries. I started out how it was like in the 1800s and 1900s, and then the Western era, and which was good. But then these ones popped up. This guy, this couple had a four-year-old boy. And this was in the 1800s. 18 something, I think. Anyway. And he went missing. Wandered off. 4 years old down the riverbank. So this guy that lived the next town over, he was taking care of his nephew. His parents died in the horse and wagon accident. It tipped over or something. They said he kidnapped the boy, took it to court and everything. He died in jail. was in there 20 years. Now, she got a 4-year-old kid. Went missing for 8 months. Brings it back. Wouldn't she know if it was her kid or not? The search for the kid stopped anyway. And they hid all these things. The teacher, because he went to school, the guy's sister, the neighbors, they all knew the boy. They knew it wasn't the kid, the missing kid. They hid it because the police, something happened. Lewisburg baby or something, I don't know. I have to look that up because they mentioned it. The police probably couldn't find him or something, and when they did, he was dead or something. That's what I'm thinking because of this. I guess the community lost faith in the police department after the Lewisburg baby, or I heard of it before, but must have been pretty. Anyway, so this investigator, this woman, she's, I don't know, like she investigates crime and whatever. She received all these files, all these notes. From this fellow investigator that he wanted to find out. He asked her to use DNA. Back then they didn't have the knowledge. Gave her all the information to find out if that boy was ever whose. Not about them. To his dying days, you know. She had all his notes. She, well, the boy had a son, so he did. But the son remembered his father, saying he remembered another life or something, and blah, blah, blah. Having another life. Because, anyway, and I guess, I guess he used to wake up when he was younger. After that happened, he kept on calling for his uncle. But anyway, they did DNA, and it wasn't the boy, the missing boy, it was the uncle's boy. So, what did she do? She went, and because a lot of files, a lot of things were hidden, or in the back of the file. Someone said there are a bunch of gypsies that lived along the riverbanks. They stopped the investigation, see, because they knew what was going on. They were soliciting kids, they were doing all these different things. Sent them to New York and whatever, I don't know. Anyway. And when they dug up a bridge or something, they dug up something and it was a bunch of boys' bones after they were done with them. See, to look for the kid, they would have to investigate all this stuff. And they had to keep it hush-hush or something, I don't know. Anyway, what the thing was. But she believed that because she talked to one of the gypsies or one of the gypsies' kids or something. I don't know how she found, but she said they remembered. She remembered she was young. Because she was really, really old at the time. She interviewed her. Them finding a young kid wandering down the river. Blonde hair, blue eyes. 4 years old, roughly. Can you imagine? Another story. I don't know. Something about this guy, or the town that was formed, the Appalachians. They started with the church. They were very, very religious. Then a school, and then a little town. Wintertime, nobody goes in. So from fall to spring, they're pretty much trapped in there. They dig the mines. Well, one woman, she was a midwife. And the guy, he was for the horses, a blacksmith or something. He didn't work the mines, but they had horse and that back then. It was like in the 1900s or something. Well, they were married and she had a couple miscarriages and it didn't look good. Well, he trapped too, so he went out to check his trap. Came across a house that they knew certain people was fighting for that land. They wanted that land, and that they didn't want the house, but there's a war going on over that land. I don't know why, but anyway. So they burnt up the family, the cabin and everything. But he found this little kid that was under the, like, it looked like he was deliberately hidden in a safe spot because they were coming in and killed him. So the guy found him. He didn't tell his wife or the townspeople what he saw. He just said that there were a baby left and nobody saw anything of it. They took him to church, and I forget how old he was. He stood out in church one time. Must have been 5 or 6. And they started talking about 47 people die and 17 and all this and blah, blah, blah. And talking about the earth and not the next day, but a few days later, the mine collapsed. The number of people he said died and how many survived, and they didn't know if the demon was, it was still halfway, but I didn't get to see it all. But they must have gave the family, I'm thinking they started giving the family because the priest, he hit himself in the church. Finally, when he came out, he had Sunday service, and he said not all miracles come from like God, it can come from the devil too or something. So the townspeople, you know how they are, half and half. Some believed it was God, and so I don't know what they did to the boy, but it sounded like it was going to get negative anyway. Because that priest. Anyhow. Yeah, so I watched a couple another one, this Sky Falls, and I stopped watching it because Circus came to town. He was a watchmaker. He screwed up, so I just went to screw up, that's it. He was a watchmaker, and a circus came to town. They were two sisters, Alice and Elizabeth. They played piano, and they were only joined at the hip. So they both had two arms. And anyway, he fell in love with one. He ended up marrying her, and they lived together and whatever. But one time there, when he took her down to the lake, said she stayed up at the car while he went down and talked to her. And I'm like, they're joined at the hip, but I let it be. Then the second time, he wanted to talk to her, and it was early morning, and his wife, and then the other one remained sleeping upstairs. Now, he's down in the kitchen talking to her. So so I shut it off. Said that's ridiculous. Because they said true story. Well, if they're joined at the hip, how's she going to be here and the other one's going to be with him? But anyhow, some of them, once I find something that's, because they didn't get unjoined because the other sister wanted to stay with the circus. She liked playing the piano and going place to place and didn't want to be stuck in a house. But anyway, the title said he loved them both, which in the story it was almost over, and they didn't love each other. It wasn't like he was with both of them. Some stories are so ridiculous. Once they get crazy, I just shut it down and look for another one. I like Auto Signal in YouTube. Not Auto Book, but Holmes, Sherlock. And I used to listen to those small ones when I used to walk to the bus when I lived in Grant McEwen. So that's about it. So the mail is coming in once a week sort of thing. She was here yesterday. It's crazy. They should just force them back to work. Or do 2 days a week we get mail. At least we get mail. Anyway. -1 out right now. I feel like it's probably, not that windy, but it was cold out there when I went and had my cigarette this morning. Warm up a little bit, so it won't be that cold today, but I don't think it's going to be too warm either. Oh, that's what Alexa said. So, you guys all have a good day and stay safe, and a cigarette time.